Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series where we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 28th episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers titled Island of Illusion Part 1. We started this episode off like pretty much every other one at the youth center. Zach is dancing around because he's practicing for a dance contest this upcoming weekend, and he doesn't move a little too close to Kim, and it makes Kim throw her milkshake all over Bulk behind her. Man, this episode only took like 10 seconds to throw something in Bulk. Bulk makes a joke about Zach sucking, and all of a sudden Zach just starts getting really down on himself. Like, no self-confidence whatsoever and downright depressed. Is this going to be the bullying episode? Rita says since Zach's life sucks right now anyways, she might as well call on her old friend Lokar, whose name alone freaks out her hench people. She starts to do some magic stuff. Meanwhile, Tommy is teaching two kids to do karate at the youth center too. There's not a whole lot to that. Zach and Bulk have yet another horrific dance-off, and it ends with Bulk falling backward into a big pillar prop for the dance and everyone laughs. Maybe the Rangers are the bullies. They say how Bulk messed up and Zach says that that's how he's gonna mess up at the competition too. What? How about we just have Zach lose at something and have him lose his confidence over that? Whatever, Zach leaves all depressed while the Rangers wonder what they can do for him. Meanwhile, Rita's going nuts about Lokar coming, chanting spells and shit. Even Squat is freaked out, and he tries to stop her, but he just gets tossed away. On Earth, this causes a giant-ass earthquake, and the Rangers decide that this has to be Rita's doing. So they try to go find Zach, but Tommy says that he needs to stay behind because his students are just scared under a table. Probably a good call there, Tommy. The Rangers find Zach in the park, who apparently didn't feel anything of like the earthquake or the lightning storm or anything. They try to talk to him, but it doesn't matter because here comes the putties! And Zach fights just fine. Great plot here, guys. Goldar and Scorpina show up and the Rangers morph. They do a literal 5-second fight with Goldar and Scorpina before Rita summons a new monster, Mutitus, and he's creepy. The Rangers call on their dinosaurs and they form the Megazord, but it's kind of pointless because they're getting their asses handed to them. Then we cut to Rita telling Finster that she made her own monster and is actually winning. Goddamn, Rita, that's a cold ass bitch. She then teleports down to the Earth to make fun of the Rangers for sucking so much ass and how her other monster is going to turn them into sock puppets. Then Lokar shows up, a giant floating head with spiky hair, and he turns Mutitus into an even more disturbing monster. Things are going downhill quick, so Tommy is needed. At the youth center, he asks Ernie to watch the kids and he morphs out, arriving at the scene and starts playing his dragon dagger, and we get this amazing face from Rita. The Dragon Zord and the Megazord struggle against Mutitus and Lokar, and they get beaten so bad and sprayed with goop from Mutitus, they start to dissolve into nothingness. Turns out, Rita's plan all along was to send them to the Island of Illusion to kill them there. Man, this plan has a lot of moving parts. The Rangers fall through dimensional space before landing on the island, and Zordon notes that as long as they believe in themselves, they'll be fine. Great, thanks Zordon, you've done so much. The Rangers land on a tree together and they climb down. They discover that their communicators, morphers, and power coins are all gone. Dun dun dun! Oh well, it's time to wander around this stock footage set before we see a pair of eyes watching them. Turns out, the eyes belong to a straight up little person named Quagmire who's playing a flute and is scared shitless at the mention of Rita. He also only speaks in rhyme. He disappears in a puff of smoke before Goldar's translucent face appears in the sky, letting the Rangers know that they're fucked. Then, Eye Guy, Snizzard, Pinoctopus, Pudgy Pig, and Shellshock all appear in front of them, and just as they charge, they disappear. Wow. Way to be a cock tease, Power Rangers. Zach sees a snake and gets terrified, but turns out no one else can see the snake except for him. Zach recoils, claiming that they can't fight something like that. A snake. Right. Anyways, so Zach starts to disappear from like the waist down and the Rangers have no idea what to do. To be continued. This episode's nice, to be honest. It's weird, but I like that they gave Zach something to work with other than the episodes that were just denoted by the Japanese footage. Mutitus is creepy as hell, as is Lokar, and while it's nothing spectacular all around, this episode shows a lot of imagination on the American writers' parts. Quagmire is annoying, and he really doesn't need to exist at all, but hey, at least we got the opportunity to hear Zach say, "That little dude." Join us next time for part 2, but until then, may the power protect you.